Yeah, I'd like to tell you a story about a fellow that we've met by the name of Jesse. Jesse was 16 one day when he decided that he was going to act real grown up and skip high school. He knew a couple of guys, one 21, the other 22, and somehow between them they came up with somebody's checkbook. It wasn't their checkbook, they stole it from somebody, so they got the idea that they'd go cash a hot check. They went into the bank that the check was from, and the teller knew something was up. She pushed the alarm, and these three guys ran out of the bank. And being young, when Jesse drove, he didn't stay on the road. He drove into the ditch. He stuck the car. And that's when things really went downhill for them, because a rookie police officer came up to the car, and they shot him dead. They said Jesse, the 16-year-old, was the one with the gun. Maybe because he was a juvenile, they figured the police would go easy on him. But Jesse's case went all the way to the Louisiana Supreme Court, where they decided that you do a big crime, you're going to do big time. So this is Jesse, whoops, right up here, second from the front. Jesse went into maximum security prison at roughly age 16, and he will never be paroled. He has life without parole for the murder of a police officer. So what do you do with a 16-year-old in prison? Just put him in a cell and wait till he dies? He could be in prison 60 years, maybe more. Some of these guys are. It was interesting, I was here when that photo was taken. They had all these guys, and this is roughly half of the classroom, all the guys behind me. All of these guys are studying for a bachelor's degree in ministry. 1963, the Christian church was basically chased out of schools. Now, because of all those kids that didn't learn about Christ, we are being begged to come into prisons. There's a couple of these, one in Louisiana, one in Texas. People are knocking on the door of the Missouri Senate. Would you do this in one of the states where you've got concordance, maybe all the states where you've got concordance? See, somebody saw something in Jesse. Not only was he young, but there was something about him. He's got a servant's heart. And that's pretty rare in prison, where people get to prison because of self-centered actions. Jesse was somebody they could work with, who could be a minister, or we might use the term commissioned minister, to work with a chaplain, but fulfilling many of the roles in prison. And this is part of this astonishing model, is if you take an accredited institution into a prison and you award a bachelor's degree program, these guys then are suddenly allowed by the state to become teachers of the other inmates. These guys who will never get out become confidants, ministers, DCEs, worship leaders, or they teach life skills like how to be a good dad, how to be a good parent. They also teach work skills, how to be an electrician, how to be a plumber, how to do high power line work. In Angola, Louisiana, these kind of guys teach over 50 different career skills. These guys will never get released, but they're making a difference in the guys who will.